Rich here from Mountain Slitter Garage. We got a Skidoo 850 factory turbo here. I'm going to show you today how to pull the muffler off, and we're going to weigh it. Just for those guys, it's a lot different pulling this muffler off than the last muffler, just because we got the turbo here. This different pipe than we've had before. So it's a little bit different, a little bit harder to get off than the stock, normally aspirated machine. So first of all, I'm going to put my gloves on. Now, the first thing we'll do, we'll pull off these 4 springs. There's actually 4 springs here. I've already taken 3 of them off, but this last one, we'll pull that guy off. Now, there's 2 other things we got to do on this. Just like your normally aspirated machine, there's a 10mm bolt back here on the back side. So I like to use an extender with a little wobbly. You can put your hand back here, you can get to it and just help guide your socket onto there. And then pull that off. And then also it's helpful to have a magnet, just kind of lift that out so you don't drop it down into the bottom of your machine. I got the screw, then the spring that goes on there. Now the one other thing that's different about this that makes it a little more difficult, since you got this hole here, it's all bolted to your frame here. And so there's this, right here is a 13mm bolt. I'll bring the camera in closer so you can see it. Right there. There's a mount here with a rubber part in it, a cushion. You got to pull that 13mm out. That allows this to move up and down just a little bit, enough that you can get your muffler out without too much headache. So we'll pull that bolt out. Ooh, the rubber kind of holds that nut in just a little bit. Now this bolt's a little bit different because, as you can see, it's got the threads up here, nothing down there. So it actually bolts in on this end, and this goes through underneath the rubber to hold all this from moving up and down when you're going down the trail, down the bumpy trail, or doing jumps and stuff. So we got those 2 mounts off that one. We got the 10mm on the back side. I found you really don't have to do anything with the exhaust springs up here, so leave those alone. 25 Torx bit right here. Actually, it's a 20. We're going to unscrew, and these are the same ones that are on your hood. If you pull that out, that just allows you a little bit more room here to flex that. Then on the back side here, there's a 17mm exhaust temperature probe that when we loosen this, we're gonna have to pull off. So we're gonna lift this part up, and you see your muffler kind of falls away. Now we can get back in the back side here where this exhaust temperature probe is. I'll show you that is right down there. It's that exhaust temperature probe. We're gonna put a 17mm on there, loosen it, pull it off, and we can lift our muffler out. It's not real easy to get to. Now, if you don't want to pull this, unscrew this and pull it out, you can do one other thing to this. I'm just gonna like leaving this in place, but you can also, if I show you, there's a clip right here. You can push that, unplug that. That kind of gets this guy up out of the way. You don't have to do that, but I kind of like just having it out of the way. And then we can kind of work this guy out of here. Make sure it's not hanging up on any wires or anything as you pull it out. Ooh. So, pretty big. Okay, so we got our scale, got our muffler. And hang this on here to see. It's nice to know how much stuff weighs, especially if it's something we may replace later with another muffler. So you can see that's 16.8 ounces, 7 ounces, somewhere in there. So pretty heavy. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole process of putting this back in because it's pretty much the reverse over. You got to remember a couple of things. When this sets down in there, there's 2 little prongs that poke up in both those, kind of like this. Goes in there, one goes in here, down inside your frame. So you got to make sure this sits back down in those. I've reinstalled my exhaust temperature sensor. Just want to make sure this wire or something, when this is going down, and that doesn't catch on anything. So you can help by pulling that out. And it kind of just sits, and you kind of eyeball those two little grommets on the bottom where that's going to go. So we're going to put it back in, put all the screws and everything back in. Like I said, if you have any questions on anything, ask questions on the Facebook page. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you. Great thing is, I hope we're putting back in some kind of aftermarket muffler that's going to lose us 10 or 12 pounds. So thanks for watching from Mountain Slider Garage.